Hey yo yo, it's your boy V to the I Victim. How y'all doing? Aujourd'hui, c'est 9 octobre 2020. Comme vous pouvez voir, je suis de bonne humeur. On a eu une sick VIICTIIMINUTE aujourd'hui. On a parlé entre autres de la date de sortie de The Medium, qui s'en vient sur PC puis Xbox Series X et S. Il y a beaucoup de trailers qu'on regarde également aujourd'hui. Pour ceux qui nous écoutent en version audio, sadly, vous allez les manquer, mais quand même, pour ceux qui regardent la version vidéo, beaucoup de trailers dans l'eau de nouvelles aujourd'hui. Rien de trop majeur, mais quand même, c'est tout tendance à avoir des trailers sur des jeux qui s'en viennent. Également, on parle de la rétrocompatibilité pour la PlayStation 5. Là, on a un peu plus un portrait plus clair de comment tout va fonctionner sur la nouvelle console qui arrive le 12 novembre. Sinon, man, je vous souhaite une excellente fin de semaine. 3 jours de congé avec l'action de grâce lundi. La VIICTIIMINUTE va être de retour mardi matin pour ceux qui la regardent en live, puis également en rediffusion vidéo ou audio en version abrégée. Fait que, yeah, sur ça, enjoy the show, take care, I'll catch you guys later. Actualité. The ball is in Sony's court, just fucking announce the stuff, please. Critique. En tout cas, le user score sur Metacritic est à 2.6. Rumeur. I don't know. I'm just sharing this on the internet. Discussion. C'est pas n'importe quel jeu là, c'est fucking Halo, ok? Réaction. Nintendo, what the fuck are you doing? La VIICTIIMINUTE avec Victim. En manchette pour la VIICTIIMINUTE du 9 octobre 2020, AMD ont annoncé leur Ryzen 5000 Zen 3 CPUs. Ils ont eu un événement live stream and all that. Let's watch that shit. By the way, genre, chime in dans le chat, qui est plus AMD versus Intel en termes de CPUs? Moi, j'ai tout le temps eu des Intel, fait que je me suis jamais posé la question why change pour AMD. Mais je sais qu'il y en a pas mal qui disent que AMD c'est comme top tier whatever là. Whatever gives me 144 FPS. Solid argument. J'ai toujours eu Intel aussi, so I don't know. Mais c'est ça le problème. La dernière fois que j'ai eu le même genre de fuck, puis j'étais tanné. J'ai eu les deux selon quand la période. Intel for gaming, AMD for whatever else. Quand je connaissais rien, j'avais une AMD. Intel Nvidia for the win. Je travaille là-dedans, donc... Attends, c'est quoi t'as écrit en haut? J'ai un GPU AMD, puis un update sur 6. Il y a un fuck parfois, mais c'est correct. Aussi performant que la 2070 super pareil, ok? En plus, c'est un drop sur ton board que t'as déjà, very nice. À ce qui paraît, AMD c'est mieux pour streamer. Ben moi je connais rien là-dedans. Pour vrai là, j'en connais pas mal de trucs sur les électroniques, mais niveau comme computer, processing shit and all that, ça a tout le temps été du chinois pour moi. Mon père, moi j'ai tout le temps fait confiance à mon père parce que mon père, quand que j'étais jeune, je le regardais monter des ordis pis tout. Fait que j'ai jamais vraiment eu pas l'intérêt, mais je me suis jamais lancé dans comme tout ce realm là de comme PC parts and whatever. Fait que bref, on va regarder leur événement. C'est 25 minutes, je pense pas qu'on va écouter le 25 minutes complet, mais on peut regarder ce qu'ils ont annoncé puis tout, puis vous pouvez me dire si c'est good or bad or whatever comparatif à Intel. Ryzen.
Now it's time for you to see Ryzen in action. We wanted to disrupt the PC market. We wanted to bring innovation, choice, and performance to as many people as possible. In high-performance PCs, it was about delivering more performance at every single price point.
My God, the way epic comme montage.
That there are people who want to create and game on the same PC and need the scalability and need the performance to do that. And that's what's really exciting about the Threadripper chip.
It was our commitment to our customers that we would deliver to the roadmap that we set out, and momentum is now on our side.
The anticipation around 3rd Gen Ryzen is really impressive. Meet the world's first 16-core gaming processor.
Now, in 2019, 3rd Gen Ryzen is it.
What we did in Zen was push well beyond what we thought we could do. It makes me so proud to be able to to look back and say that I was part of that.
Our mission with Ryzen has always been clear. It's about making the right bets 3 to 5 years in advance and making sure that they come to fruition. Our goal is to give you the best.
My God, c'est qu'une entrée remarquée, ça. Jesus Christ.
Welcome everyone. Big welcome to all of you and thank you all for joining
Non,
us
c'est ça.
today.
Moi non plus, je pense
I've been
pas que
looking
c'est un
forward to
mauvais
this
choix.
moment all year, and I know many of you have
Ils ont
too.
l'air de connaître leur
It's been a
shit, là.
challenging year for everyone as we've
Obviously. Mais
navigated
c'est ça,
the
les deux sont
COVID-19
bons.
pandemic globally.
Ça
One
dépend
thing we've
vraiment de
learned
qu'est-ce que tu
is
recherches, I
just
guess.
how important high-performance computing technologies really are. From work to school to gaming to entertainment, the PC is now the computing platform of choice in 2020. And I'm really excited to show you today what we have been working on for the next-gen PC platforms, and especially for all of you gamers. Now, it's already been an
Gamers, c'est
incredible
quoi
year
ça, un
for gamers.
gamer?
There's so much excitement around the next-gen consoles. We are so proud to power the new Sony PlayStation 5 with a high-performance custom chip featuring our AMD Ryzen CPU and AMD Radeon
Ouais, il parle
GPU
de PS5.
technology. And we are equally proud that custom AMD processors also power the new Microsoft
And the
Xbox
Xbox.
Series X and Series S consoles, again featuring our high-performance Ryzen and Radeon technologies. These consoles are bringing just incredible technology to gamers all over the world, and are really a result of just deep engineering partnerships over many, many years with both Sony and
Oh,
Microsoft.
checkez-y le
Now,
swag,
gaming
c'est
is at the heart of
arms.
so much of what we do at AMD.
She got
Whether you're
ice.
talking
Elle a
about
le
PCs,
Fitbit,
or
la
consoles,
watch,
or cloud gaming, and
les
mobile.
rings, the fuck.
AMD loves gaming, and we like to say gaming begins with AMD. So today, we're going to talk specifically about our next-gen PC gaming platform. So let's talk a little bit about Ryzen. Now, you guys know we brought the first generation of Ryzen to market in 2017.
Mais peut-être que le monde a
And we
réalisé que
actually had
justement
one goal.
AMD
It was to build the best
plus
PC desktop processor possible.
abordable pour la
Now, we knew
performance.
we
I don't
wouldn't
know.
get there in one step, but with each generation of Ryzen, it's gotten better. And we focused on how do we deliver more performance? How do we deliver the best features? And how do we give more capabilities to all of you
Sont
PC enthusiasts
élitistes.
so that you can do more than you ever thought with your desktop or in your notebook?
Ok, ouais.
And we've made great, great progress. We started with Ryzen and desktops, and then we introduced
Mais
Ryzen
non, ils vont faire
Threadripper
du
in
60
high-end
FPS
desktops.
jusqu'à 120
And now,
FPS.
actually,
What you
Ryzen is
mean?
in many amazing notebook systems with our Ryzen 4000 series. I think it's safe to say that AMD loves the PC, and I think also it's safe to say that PC users love Ryzen.
Ok,
So we
je
really
pense qu'ils
appreciate
love
that.
the gamers.
Now look, let's just focus on the desktop for a few minutes. The progress we have made over the last few years has been really amazing. If you look at the market before Ryzen, the desktop PC was on sort of an incremental performance slope for the last many years. Now, over the past 3 years, we've significantly changed that trajectory and really completely reset expectations
All right.
as we've gone from first-gen Ryzen to second-gen, now to third-gen Ryzen. We were the first to launch a 7-nanometer desktop processor, and today, third-gen Ryzen leads in so many areas. We're the highest in multi-threaded performance. We are the best in terms of power efficiency, and third-gen
Yeah.
Ryzen is an absolute great
Flex!
gaming
Come on, let's
processor.
go.
But as you know, we're really ambitious.
We the best.
So our work with Ryzen is never done. Our engineers have been on this maniacal focus of what can we do more? What can we do better? So today, we're here to talk about our brand new CPU core.
Mon
You've all
Dieu.
been waiting for it. It's all about Zen 3. And with Zen 3, we focused again on bringing the best to the PC market. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished. Zen 3 increases our lead in overall performance. It increases our lead in power efficiency. And also now, it delivers the best single-threaded performance and gaming performance as well. We've made massive changes in the core architecture, and I'm sure all of you want to know what's inside Zen 3. So let me hand it over to AMD CTO Mark Papermaster to give you all the details. Mark?
Son nom, c'est Papermaster. Epic. Epic.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I couldn't be more excited than to share a little bit more about Zen 3 and our progression to get here. It's been quite a journey. We set a course over 5 years ago to design a family
And we
of
paper
high-performance
mastered,
x86
that's
CPUs.
iconic.
Our goal, very simply, outright leadership. We set up the team so that development of multiple processor
Pourquoi il est
generations
pas dans
can be done
l'industrie
in
du
parallel,
papier?
with designers
Yo,
leapfrogging from
il
one
aurait dû
generation
s'ouvrir
to
une compagnie de
another.
papier.
This has
Paper
resulted
Master,
in
Dunder
consistent
Flynn,
delivery to
exact.
the market as promised. I could not be more
Fuck,
proud
man.
than to help unveil our third generation of Zen Core debuting in Ryzen desktops this fall. It is a beast in performance and will deliver absolute leadership in the x86 market. Zen brought us back into high performance with a 52% improvement in instruction per clock in a single generation. It built a strong base for us to build upon as we developed the Zen family. Last year, Zen 2 brought double-digit percent increase in instruction per clock and debuted 7 nanometer in chiplet technology. That 7 nanometer efficiency enabled leadership, multi-core performance, and core density. The innovative chiplet implementation allowed us ease of manufacturing with the small 7 nanometer die and scalability to leadership core counts. And now Zen 3. Wow, what a great job by the design team to improve every aspect of the CPU, delivering leadership performance in that same 7 nanometer node. Higher frequency, higher instruction per clock, with design improvements across all of the CPU components, and lower latency on top of that. You look at some of the key elements. There's a new layout of our processor that brings all the cores onto a unified 8-core complex, and that accelerates core-to-core communication. That's especially helpful for gaming workloads. That consolidation actually allows every core to directly access the 32 megabytes of L3 cache, and that dramatically accelerates workloads that are latency sensitive, like gaming. And finally, significant changes throughout the Zen 3 architecture, generating a 19% instruction per clock uplift. That's on top of the significant gains that we had just in the mid of last year with Zen 2. Altogether, Zen 3 is our most significant architectural update yet across the Zen family. We made the Zen 3 floating point and integer execution units wider, more flexible, and allows us to deliver more execution capability to the user at a lower latency. We've increased the number of loads and stores that we can do versus Zen 2, helping us feed those wider execution capabilities of Zen 3. We've added more branch prediction bandwidth. It allows Zen 3 to tackle back-to-back predictions much more quickly, reducing the delays. We call it zero bubble. These innovations keep Zen 3 ahead of the industry norm on generational improvements and position Zen 3-based Ryzen to be a clear desktop performance leader. Microprocessor performance engineering never has one single bullet. It takes focused microprocessor engineering. It's a broad set of improvements that are needed to make a great architecture. It takes innovation on all of the key levers. Zen 3 is a total front-to-back redesign. The microarchitecture had laser focus on performance on every element, end-to-end improvements, caching.
Je le sais, man. Je le sais, Max. C'est fucké en esti, ce documentaire-là.
Zen 2
Ça te fait vraiment réfléchir.
Had been organized with 2 4-core cache complexes, and it was tightly integrated. That was a very good design, but what we found is that we brought that together into that single unified cache core complex, that we brought that direct access to 32 megabytes of L3 cache rather than the 16 megabytes that we have with Zen 2. That direct access to a cache pool of this size is very significant for gaming. They tend to make frequent use, of course, of the memory subsystem, and in fact, many games have a dominant thread. And that makes especially heavy use of the cache, and that thread now sees effectively twice the L3 cache in Zen 3. So every core can now communicate directly to the cache without traversing across the die, and that reduces latency. And it stays synchronized for applications using AI, audio, physics, and more. You can see that we continue our relentless commitment to energy efficiency with every generation. we're always honing our design methodologies to focus on performance per watt, even as we make the processors faster for gamers. Zen 3 is no different, delivering up to 24% improvement in power efficiency versus the prior generation. That's double-digit performance per watt uplift in the same process node. And that's on top of all the architectural changes that we drove in to drive up the performance. Our commitment to energy efficiency across time has put us in the driver's seat.
Oh, there
Today,
you have it.
We're more than
More
2.8x
efficient qu'un
than
i9.
competing high-end desktop processors.
C'est quoi, c'est 100?
And that's only a
Je savais même pas que ça
strengthening of the
existait, ça. What
leadership
the
that we
fuck?
demonstrated during the prior Zen 2 era.
I guess c'est les newer
We will not
Intel
let up going forward. We're focused on
CPUs.
execution. Zen 3 is shipping as promised.
Non,
And the
moi avec
5
Animus, je suis comme,
nanometer
yeah, yeah,
Zen 4
it is.
on track, in design. The AMD team is hitting on all cylinders, and there's no
Moi, j'ai un
shortage of innovations for the
j'ai un
next
i7
generation of Zen
9700, me
processors
semble.
to keep AMD in the forefront and deliver the best compute experience for our customers. Thank you. And let me welcome back Lisa to now show off our Zen 3 and new Ryzen processors.
Thank you, Mark. That was great. I'm so proud of what the
J'aime
team
le
has
fait
accomplished
qu'ils
with
s'en
Zen 3.
calissent du COVID, puis en
We
fait,
really
genre, on
focused
va
on what
garder
is
notre
most important
format
for
press
gamers and
conference.
enthusiasts.
Il y aura
And
juste
at
pas de
19% IPC increase, it's our
d'histoire.
largest increase generation over generation since we launched the Zen family. So now let's see Zen 3 in action. I'm so proud to show you for the very first time the AMD Ryzen 5000 series for high-performance PCs, the world's first Zen 3 powered CPU. This is the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. 12 cores, 24 threads, and a boost up to 4.8 gigahertz. It's a very special product. The
Moi,
ultimate
ça me
enthusiast
fascine que
processor.
genre ton
Compared
ordi
to the
là
3900
fonctionne à
XT,
cause de
the
this
5900X has
fucking
19%
little
higher IPC,
shit.
higher clock speeds, and all of the Zen 3 core improvements that Mark talked about, all while remaining at 105 watts. This makes Ryzen 5900X a big upgrade from 3rd gen Ryzen all around, but especially in gaming. Now let me turn it over to Robert Halleck to show you the 5900X in action.
Thanks, Lisa. Hey, everyone. Let me give you a sense of just how much faster the 5900X is compared to our current best, the 3900 XT. To do that, we're going to use Shadow of the Tomb Raider, a game I personally love, and a game reviewers often look at to judge CPU performance.
Yep.
We're going to run the built-in benchmark here at 1080p using the high image quality preset on two otherwise identical systems. You can see a whopping 28% increase just by moving from the 39XT to the 5900X in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And as you will soon see, the performance from the 5900X is faster than the competing processors as well. Now, as any enthusiast knows,
Mais c'est quoi la carte
28%
graphique?
from a processor change is a massive
Some other
upgrade.
gaming.
But that's what AMD customers like me can look forward to. This truly demonstrates the gaming strength for Zen 3 when you combine the historic IPC uplift, unified cores, and unified cache pools. Now, as we zoom out to look at a wider set of games, you can see that the 28% uplift in Shadow of the Tomb Raider is joined by many
League
titles
of
with
Legends.
significant double-digit performance improvements. The gains are even bigger in titles like CSGO and League of Legends.
Ben oui, parce que
where the
les
highest
graphiques
possible
suck
frame rate is
ass.
practically the #1 priority.
C'est une
to
RTX
be
2080,
competitive.
ok.
Overall, gamers upgrading from the Ryzen 3000 series
Ouais, non, ça,
to the
je sais,
Ryzen
Shadow of the Tomb
5000
Raider, c'est
series
comme, ils
can
l'utilisent en
expect
benchmark.
an average performance
Mais
improvement
fucking League of Legends,
of
CSGO, c'est du jeu qui date de 10 ans.
at 1080p. Again, this is just a monumental performance jump for an in-socket upgrade in the same motherboard, and a true testament for how good Zen 3 is in gaming. Now, as many know, strong gaming performance relies on strong single-core performance. That's exactly what Zen 3 has. And I want to show you using Cinebench R20 single-thread. There are many ways to assess single-thread performance, but Cinebench is a fast and easy tool that you can run at home, and it's one of the 25 workloads that we used to calculate the 19% improvement for Zen 3's instructions per cycle. As you can see, the 5900X is the first desktop processor to ever break a 600 score. And we don't break it by a little, we break it by a lot with a score of 631. We at AMD heard you loud and clear as you challenged us to continue investing in single-core performance, and the results
Allez
speak for
chier.
themselves. The combination of IPC, frequency, cores, and cache give AMD the fastest cores in the desktop market and give you the best possible gaming performance. So let's take that landmark core performance into a head-to-head battle. Across the same set of games you just saw, the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X is a clear winner at 1080p. As I promised you, AMD wins in Shadow of the Tomb Raider by +6 and is joined by many other games popular with reviewers and users like you. League of Legends and CSGO are once again standout victories
Qui
for
veut
the
fermer
Ryzen
une
9
maison des jeunes.
5900X. So that was a lot of data very quickly. Let's take a step back. Let's recap.
Ok, c'est une
We saw
parodie.
an average uplift of 26% for Ryzen customers upgrading from the 3000 series to the 5000 series.
Right,
just
mais
watched
oh,
AMD deliver
quoi
the
CSGO,
highest
il y a
single
des
core performance
benchmarks.
in the entire desktop PC market.
Les
And
graphiques
we just saw
de
AMD
PS2.
clearly offer the best performance of any gaming processor on the market. I will put it plainly. We know that you're going to wait for benchmarks, but customers who buy processors purely for their gaming performance will absolutely want a Ryzen 9
4050
5900X for the
FPS.
best possible PC gaming experience.
Jesus.
Now let's bring Lisa back up to give you more details on these awesome gaming processors.
Finalement, on va l'écouter au complet, cette histoire-là.
Thanks, Robert. That was fantastic. I hope you're all now convinced that the Ryzen 9 5900X is the best gaming processor in the world.
I mean,
now let's look at the stats.
Je suis quand même convaincu.
In the 5000 series, we have a great choice for every gamer or PC enthusiast. In addition to the 5900X, we have the 5800X, an 8-core, 16-thread processor with boost frequencies up to 4.7
Yeah, je sais,
gigahertz
Inspire, les
at
pros,
105 watts.
ils jouent de même.
And we also have the 5600X, a 6-core, 12-thread CPU with boost
Nah,
frequencies
j'ai
up to
upgradé mon
4.6
PC
gigahertz at 65 watts.
l'année passée, là.
Now let's
Ben
talk
correct.
about price and availability. The 6-core 5600X is $299.
Chris, c'est dans
The
même pas cher,
8-core
what the fuck?
5800X is $449. And the amazing 5900X,
Holy
combining the
shit.
leadership performance and power efficiency of Zen 3 in a 12-core 7nm design, is priced at $549. And all of these will be available globally on November 5th. We're really proud of the 5000 series, but you know we're not done.
Même prix
We
une
love our
PS5, yeah.
enthusiasts, and there's one more processor in our stack, which is the ultimate processor for gaming and content
The
creation.
ultimate.
For those of you who want the very best processor in a desktop PC, we have the 16-core Ryzen 9 5950X. The 5950X is simply an amazing
C'est qui
CPU.
rajoute des chiffres juste pour le fun.
16 cores, 32 threads, and our fastest processor
Avoue,
with boost
hein?
frequencies up to 4.9 gigahertz.
Smash Ultimate, Mortal Kombat Ultimate,
The 5950X
AMD
breaks
Ultimate.
the Cinebench R20 single-threaded record that Robert set just a few minutes ago with a score of 640. It is truly the best in class in every dimension. Best gaming performance meets best processor for content creation, and all of this still at 105
Supposé
watts.
d'un AMD, j'ai un
Now
Mac
let's take a look at some of the performance.
for content
If we look
creation.
at the generational uplift from the
Edit the
3950X to the
videos.
5950X, we see up to 27% more performance in CAD workloads and
Qu'est-ce
12% more
que tu
performance in
back?
rendering workloads. More impressively, we
C'est un CPU pour les streamers.
if we look at the
Littéralement,
generational
ce que je
uplift
stream,
from
c'est
the
moi qui parle avec un micro.
3950X to the
Do I give a fuck?
5950X, more impressively,
C'est insane,
we see
pareil.
up to 29% more
Merci,
gaming
Ron Ray. C'est très
performance.
apprécié.
And this is really how we bring the best of both worlds together. The best for gamers and the best for creators. And now, if you put 5950X against the top of the stack from the competition, we see that the 5950X provides up to 59% more creative performance in rendering workloads.
Take that, Intel.
Double-digit wins in video editing and software compiling. And we also win in lightly threaded CAD workloads as well. We're really proud of the fact that we also win in gaming. There's nothing like the 5950X in the world. One processor that delivers the best power efficiency, our highest clock speeds, the highest single core performance in the industry, and the highest multi-core performance of any gaming processor. And it's priced at $799 and will also be available globally on November 5th. I hope you're now as excited about AMD Ryzen 5000 series
Fuck
as
that,
I
j'ai une
am.
PS5 à buy.
Zen 3 is really amazing, and I'm
Mais
so
t'as
happy we could show it
350
to you today.
subs.
But you guys send me a lot of notes
Tu vas
and a
faire
lot of
500
tweets,
piastres sur
and I
Among Us.
know that you're not
There you
just
go.
excited about Ryzen
Mets-les
5000
à
series,
7,99.
but there's a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and curiosity about our Radeon lineup as well. So the next few weeks are just an amazing time for us. In addition to introducing our Ryzen 5000 series, we're also going to introduce our next-gen Radeon GPU, and I want to give you a small preview
C'est vrai, vous êtes
of
deux,
that
vous autres.
today.
J'ai oublié.
This is
Faut
the
vous
AMD
expliquer tout.
Radeon RX 6000 series, which we now affectionately call Big Navi, thanks to many of you who nicknamed it for us.
Est-ce qu'elle
It is
shine?
absolutely gorgeous and by far the most powerful gaming
Ils ont rajouté un petit
GPU we have
filter.
ever built. We got a lot of requests from our fans on social, and I heard a whole conversation on the Full Nerd last week about wanting to see Zen 3 and Big Navi in action. So today, I'm going to show you a preview of what you can expect from AMD Ryzen 9 5900X and our Radeon 6000
Don't do
series.
that.
We've
Les
been
fans
doing
ne
a
marcheront
tremendous
plus,
amount
ça
of
va
work
tout être
optimizing
sticky.
gameplay with Ryzen 5000 and Radeon
Do not
6000
recommend.
series. So let me show you today Borderlands 3, which is a very popular AAA title running at 4K resolution on the Ryzen 5900X and our Radeon 6000 series.
Borderlands
Just take
3.
a look at that performance. Over 60 frames per second at 4K with beautiful image quality.
Mais c'est
We are
Borderlands.
super excited with what we've accomplished with Big Navi. In addition to Borderlands 3, here's a bit more of a performance preview on Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Gears of War 5 at ultra settings in 4K.
Ouais, mais montre le jeu,
And
Chris.
again, what you see is tremendous 4K performance across the board. We still have a few weeks
Shame.
until launch, and the team is working really hard on fine-tuning things. But I hope you're as excited as we are about what Ryzen 5000 series and Radeon 6000 series can do together for your next-generation PC. So that brings us to the end. I hope you enjoyed today.
Ouais, non,
It's been
c'est ça.
so much fun spending time with you. We have
Tu
a
sais,
lot
tu peux
more to
jouer
show
jusqu'à
you later this month,
144
so join us
FPS. Ouais, mais
again
moi
on
j'ai un
October
écran
28th,
60 Hz.
where we'll
tu
give you
sais.
the full story of our AMD
Qu'est-ce qui arrive
Radeon
dans ce
RX
temps-là?
6000 series. And make sure you mark your calendar for November 5th to find Ryzen 5000 series on shelf worldwide.
Hopefully,
Take care and see you soon.
le monde va pouvoir actually pre-order puis buy that. Non, mais tu sais, c'est ça qui est crazy, c'est qu'on dirait que là, la technologie évolue tellement rapidement, c'est que t'as comme pas le choix d'upgrade à chaque fucking année pour une nouvelle affaire pour que t'ailles le top-notch shit. C'est un peu fatigant, mais it's the way we are built as humans. Même avec les téléphones, même avec les watch, gaming consoles and all that. Si on poursuit maintenant avec some video game talk. Aujourd'hui, ben en fait hier ça a été tweet out comme quoi qu'on allait avoir plus d'informations sur The Medium, un jeu qui a été promu par Microsoft beaucoup lors de leur showcase pour la Xbox Series X puis Xbox Series S. Eh bien, le announcement fait aujourd'hui, c'est que le jeu va sortir sur PC ainsi que Xbox Series X/S le 10 décembre. Je pense que ça veut dire que le jeu a été delayed parce que d'après moi, il avait dit que ce jeu-là, ça allait être un launch title pour la Xbox Series X/S. Weird kind of game, t'as comme deux perspectives, un monde genre vraiment comme Silent Hill-esque, genre Hell-like, puis un monde plus réel. On a un trailer. Let's watch it. Use of tobacco, ça me fait tout le temps rire quand je vois ça. Max Bougie. Man, parlant d'upgrade, hier j'ai eu ma Air on Chair, man, so confort. Nice. Elle a sûrement été delayed à cause du COVID un peu là. Yeah, ben on va en parler justement, Max, de Pathless tantôt. Ah non, ça va pas être Bug Snacks? Je pensais que t'étais vendu sur Bug Snacks. Pire trailer ever! Sacrement! Par exemple, petite affaire que je viens de remarquer. On a maintenant un logo pour les deux consoles X puis Series S. C'était timide comme trailer. Ouais, c'était lame as fuck là, comme trailer. Je pense que ça s'en vient, l'apocalypse, guys, parce que c'est hier que j'ai dit que j'avais un feeling comme quoi que il y a peut-être un courriel de Best Buy qui s'en vient disant Hey, you ain't getting your PS5 à sa sortie. Eh bien, Amazon a commencé à envoyer des courriels disant que les PlayStation 5, les précommandes de PlayStation 5 allaient peut-être manquer leur date de livraison. Uh-oh. It's fuck. Fuck! You le panic button, esti. L Bobbins, Twitter account qui retweet pas mal de deals au niveau du Canada. Il a partagé un courriel de Amazon disant Hello, we're contacting you about your order for PlayStation 5 console, PlayStation 5 edition. We recently learned that we may miss your delivery promise and apologize for the inconvenience. You'll still receive the item and you can track the status or make any change to your order under the Your Orders on Amazon.ca. Puis justement, parlant d'un jeu PS5 encore une fois, The Pathless, launch title digital pour la PlayStation 5. On a plus d'informations sur comment le jeu va utiliser la nouvelle manette, la DualSense. C'est également mentionné dans l'article de IGN que The Pathless va runner à 4K 30 FPS ou 60 FPS à des résolutions plus basses. Mais quand même, 4K 30 FPS, c'est kind of disappointing. J'aurais pensé que le standard pour tous les jeux sur Next Gen, ce serait 4K 60. C'est peut-être juste The Pathless. On verra avec les jeux down the road. Ça dit dans l'article The Pathless, the next game from Abzu developer Giant Squid. By the way, Abzu gratuit sur l'Epic Game Store si vous l'avez pas téléchargé. Is hitting the PS5 on the new console's launch day alongside the PS4, PC, and Apple Arcade versions of the game. And as one of the first games for PlayStation's next-gen console, it'll be taking advantage of the new DualSense controller and its higher specs. Speaking to journalists during a demo presentation, be sure to check out our hands-on preview of the Pathless Giant Squid's Matt Nava spoke to the ways the new open-world adventure uses the PS5's new capabilities. Neva confirmed the Pathless will employ j'ai tout le temps le réflexe de dire DualShock. The DualSense's, merci, brain, new haptic feedback, specifically around the game's shooting mechanic. The Pathless involves archery as one of its main mechanics, but it takes the focus away from precise aiming, je lis tout croche, and puts it more on exact timing. To keep your character's speedy momentum up, you need to shoot the plentiful red markers floating around the world. As you shoot them, a red bar fills up around the marker, and if you release the trigger to shoot at the halfway mark, you actually will get even more out of each hit. For the PS5, players will be able to feel the tension of the main character's bow, pull in the trigger, and the additional feedback will help register when it's the best time to release the arrow. Nava noted he thought at first the trigger rumble would be just some extra feedback, but that it actually helps to read the timing of your shots. After going back to playing it on the PS4 controller, I realized I missed that extra indicator of the timing. Neva also confirmed that for PS5, the Pathless will have multiple performance options for players to choose, one at 4K 30 FPS and another at 60 FPS with a lower resolution. Nava said the game will default to the 60 FPS version, but that players can change it if they choose. Why though? C'est un jeu genre... Ça a pas l'air comme... demandant tant que ça visuellement. Ça dit meanwhile, for those playing on touchscreens via the Apple Arcade, the Pathless splits the screen in two, letting players drag their finger on the screen to move on the left side while controlling the camera on the right. Tap anywhere on the right side to jump, while a single button on screen is used to shoot. Ce que je comprends pas là, c'est que ce jeu-là est disponible sur fucking mobile, mais vous êtes pas capable de le rendre 4K 60 FPS sur une next-gen console. This is a really weird. Hey, je fais des segways, je m'en rends même pas compte. It's crazy. Parlant de mobile games, comme vous le savez, XCloud est sorti sur les Android phones dans les dernières semaines. Mais on sait pas quand ça va sortir sur iOS encore parce que principalement, un des reports qu'on avait lu, c'est comme quoi que si jamais XCloud doit être sur ou veut être sur iOS, faut qu'il passe par l'App Store. Puis là, ça complique tout le schlib de faire en sorte que les jeux sont disponibles sur iOS. Cependant, on a un petit scoop for y'all. Ashley Stewart report: Microsoft told employees it's planned to release a browser-based app for the Xbox Game Pass streaming service next year that will get around Apple App Store rules. We absolutely will end up on iOS, he said. Microsoft's gaming boss, Phil Spencer, told employees that an all-hands meeting on Wednesday that the company is planning to bring Xbox Game Pass to Apple's iPhone and iPad, targeting 2021 for the potential release of a direct browser-based solution, Business Insider has learned. Fait que pas cette année, mais en 2021. Je me suis trompé. We absolutely will end up on iOS, Spencer told employees, according to two people with direct knowledge of his comments. Microsoft did not comment at the time of publication. Apple has not yet responded to a request for comment. Microsoft last month added a key new feature to Game Pass, its Netflix-style subscription service that gives Xbox and PC gamers access to a vast catalog of games. Now Game Pass subscribers can stream many of the included titles directly to their Android phones or tablets. No console required. Notable by its absence at the feature's launch was support for Apple's iPhone and iPad. An Apple spokesperson told Business Insider this summer that doesn't allow for game streaming in apps like Game Pass or Google Stadia because it is unable to review each game in the service's respectable libraries. Fait comme qu'on avait dit, si Game Pass veut être disponible sur le App Store, faudrait que chaque jeu sur Game Pass soit son own fucking app dans l'App Store. Ce qui serait complètement ridicule, ça prendrait beaucoup trop de temps. Genre, oublie ça. Spencer, who has said publicly he's determined to offer Game Pass to Apple users, told employees the company is exploring getting to iPhone and iPad devices through their browsers. Later on Thursday, The Verge reported that at the same meeting, Spencer said that streaming with Game Pass would come to Windows 10 PCs next year as well. A hint as to what that might look like comes from Amazon, which says that it's able to bring its forthcoming cloud gaming service Luna. In an interview with Engadget, Luna engineering and technology head George Tsipolitis said that Amazon will work with Apple to make that functionality possible. Google, meanwhile, makes its similar Stadia service available on PCs and Macs via its Chrome web browser, though it too is not available on iPhone or iPad. Apple indicated that Game Pass or Stadia would be allowed to offer games streaming services only if each individual title in the catalog were available in its own discrete app. Fait que ce que j'ai dit tantôt. Microsoft indicated that its approach would be a non-starter for Game Pass, which has dozens of games available. Unfortunately, we do not have a path to bring our vision of cloud gaming with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to gamers on iOS via the Apple App Store, a Microsoft spokesperson said in August. Apple's decision not to allow services similar to Game Pass on iOS became a topic during the Congressional Antitrust Subcommittee investigation into potentially anti-competitive practices by big tech companies, including Apple. Former Apple App Store Director Phil Shoemaker. Ok, tantôt on avait Papermaster comme nom de famille, puis là on a Shoemaker. Pourquoi tu travailles pas dans l'industrie du soulier? Ton nom c'est Shoemaker! Et non, Apple App Store Director, toi. According to a report the subcommittee released this week, claimed Apple doesn't allow services like Game Pass because they compete directly with the Apple's own subscription service, Apple Arcade. Apple this week announced an event planned for October 13 where it is expected to unveil its next iPhone. Nice. Oh, on a story trailer pour Sackboy. Bon. En disant des trailers. Spoilers! Motherfuckers, Attack on Titan, ça fait genre 10 ans que ça existe là. Come on now, educate yourself. Même moi, je suis fucking late là. Spoilers. J'étais à moitié de la saison 3 là.
Or wonderific as sacklings. And the rarest of them all, the bravest, the boldest, is the one they call... Sackboy. Sackboy? I said the brave, bold, heroic Sackboy! Ah, that's more like it.
Ah ouais, Animus? Avoue que c'est fucking good.
Yes, this valiant
This game
warrior
looks
will
fucking
face
good as
many
well.
Dangers. Treacherous jungles awaiting. Vast oceans full of the kind of nasty stuff you find in oceans. Snowy mountains that are very chilly indeed, and yes, even the terrificating void that is
Yeah,
outer
3D world
space.
vibes indeed.
All on his way to becoming a knitted knight and ridding the world of Vex and his nightmarish terror.
Non mais saison 2 Animus, c'est genre every episode is fucking il y a juste 12 épisodes dans la saison 2 puis chaque épisode là, c'est genre holy fuck. Holy shit. What the fuck? Probablement un méo, effectivement. Tu sais, saison 3 d'Attack on Titan, début il est un peu slow, mais aussitôt que t'es rendu au midpoint là, ah, so good. Yeah, je pense que je vais l'acheter moi avec. On va avoir Demon's Souls, Miles Morales, puis Sackboy. Fait que là, on a un trailer pour Amnesia Rebirth Story Environments Trailer. Le seul jeu d'horreur que je vais jouer sur ma chaîne Twitch en ce mois d'octobre. De horreur.
I am Salim Hanachi. I crashed with the crew.
Je suis d'accord avec ça, effectivement.
March 3rd, 1937.
Ça on peut avoir une nice discussion pis tout, mais comme hier c'était beaucoup trop intense là.
And others were injured. We stayed while the rest of the crew went for help.
These poor bastards didn't die fighting. Look at this chap here. Suicide.
My companions are dead now, and the radio is broken. I cannot wait alone. There is
Ouais, mais de qu'est-ce qu'on avait lu, c'était un jeu qui allait te faire re-questionner ta vie, genre.
I must go after the crew as best I can. They follow the path through the mountain.
Moi, depuis Soma, là, je suis vendu frictional, là. Soma m'a tellement fait, genre, re-questionner ma vie, là.
Tazi, if I do not find you, and by some chance you are reading this, know that you are my heart.
C'est parce que vous followez personne, c'est pour ça que ça pop dans votre timeline. Vous followez pas assez de monde sur Twitter.
Don't you worry. We'll get you home.
Ah yeah. C'est dans pas long ça, c'est dans une semaine. Dans une semaine et demie. Damn. Après je le clenche avant toi. Hier c'est la petite blonde avec les pics de chic dans le miroir. Ben c'est ça, je l'ai montré tantôt, mais elle pour vrai là. Ah, god damn. Le pire c'est que j'ai déjà été sur une date avec une fille qui ressemblait à elle, puis genre je me suis fait deny, puis là je suis comme fuck! Puis on a des informations par rapport au backwards compatibility de la PlayStation 5, fait que la rétrocompatibilité. Nibel reports some PS5 backwards compatible details have popped up on a support page. The majority of the 4,000 PS4 games are playable on PS5. Some of them have game boosts. Always update your PS5 to the latest firmware. Some titles remain PS4 only. Puis il rajoute disant DualShock 4 and peripherals, arcade sticks, racing wheels, flight sticks will work with supported PS4 games. Platinum and Gold headsets work with PS5 but not the headset companion app. HDR is automatically switched on PS5. Apparently there will be a create menu now. Okay, like PS4 only games. While the majority of PS4 games are playable on PS5, below is a list of PS4 games that are playable on PS4 only. On PlayStation Store, PS4 games that are not playable on the PS5 console will be marked with playable on PS4 only. Fait qu'on a DWVR, Afro Samurai 2, Revenge of the Kuma Volume 1, TT Isle of Man, Ride on the Edge 2, Just Deal With It, Shadow Complex Remastered, Robinson The Journey, We Sing, Hitman Go Definitive Edition, Shadwen et Joe's Dinner. À part Shadow Complex, aucune idée c'est quoi ces jeux-là. No fucking clue. Okay, playing PS4 game disc on a PS4 console with a disc drive. Insert the PS4 game disc. You may need to download an update. Select the game hub from your game's home. You will need to keep the disc inserted each time to play the game. PS4 game disc can't be used with the... Oui, je le sais, mais moi je suis old school. Je vais de même. C'est drôle qu'il mentionne le fait que tu ne peux pas mettre de CD de PS4 dans ta PS5 édition digitale. Y'a pas de crise de lecteur CD! Oh, où est-ce que je mets le disque? I don't know. And trouve le panel to slide it in. Install a PS4 digital game on a PS5 console. Select game library from your games console. Select the games you want to play. If you haven't already downloaded the game, select download. The game will install automatically. Depending on the game, you may have the option to copy and play the portion of the game right away. There you have it. Confirmation que les jeux que vous avez sur votre compte de PSN de PS4 vont pouvoir être joués sur votre PlayStation 5. Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres affaires intéressantes? Game Boost, which may make PS4 games run with a higher or smoother frame rate. Nice. Some functionalities that were available on a PS4 console may not be available on PS5 consoles. In addition, some PS4 games may exhibit errors or unexpected behavior when you play on PS5 consoles. Kingdom Hearts 120 FPS. C'est quoi ça un Kingdom Hearts? Si on parle d'Avengers, aka Dead Game City, Forbes report comme quoi que le jeu a en bas de 1000 joueurs sur PC. Ce qui entraîne des problèmes de matchmaking. Yikes. Le jeu, ça fait quoi? Un mois qu'il est sorti? And this is supposed to be a AAA title? Fait que Forbes report Avengers is currently in limbo with Crystal Dynamics seemingly pushing back a number of its roadmap objectives while simultaneously trying to fix what currently ails the game. Loot, and more loot. Since players don't know when fixes are coming, interest in the game appears to be tapering off at an increased pace, and that's starting to come with a few noticeable issues for players that remain. Does that above paragraph sound familiar? Well, you might remember it from an article I wrote back in 2019, except replace Crystal Dynamics with BioWare and Avengers with, wait for it, fucking Anthem! Yeah! Sigh, yes, we really do appear to be on that road. Damn! C'est triste pareil. Sur PC en plus. Says the Avengers is now starting to dip below 1,000 players on Steam, causing similar issues to what we saw with Anthem back in the day. In that it's becoming hard for players to find each other for match-made activities in a game that is fundamentally all match-made activities. On PC especially, where the player base is so low, this problem gets more pronounced when you have something like 50 different war table missions available in a given day. So finding a team is increasingly difficult. It also does not help that the game mandates that all 4 players be a different hero, extending matchmaking time further. On PC, some players are reporting sitting around for 30 minutes or so waiting for matches, if they ever find them. On PS4, the largest platform, I found that usually, even with imminent important missions like daily resetting of villain or sectors, it's rare to get a full team of 4. And usually, 1 or 2 player ends up being an AI fill-in. Avengers is unique in that it can function without other players, and in fact using your own AI teammates is sometimes preferable, but it does not indicate the game is in terribly good health at the moment. C'est un mois qui est sorti. The hell? Avengers players are sitting around waiting for news about a patch or game update, but hearing nothing of note from Crystal Dynamics, and the official game account is just tweeting things like this at the moment. Damn, LeBurn. Captain America has sent his shield scaling 1 bajillion times and counting since launch. What's your favorite Star Spangled move of his? En date de 2 jours, ça. Get exposed, Marvel Avengers. A lack of substantive communication or word on when pressing issues will be fixed is drawing some players away. Today is weekly reset, and we have no word that anything is launching today. Even though we are supposed to be getting Hawkeye-related Tachyon missions within weeks of launch, it's now been over a month. Damn. Le jeu était hype, puis après le monde sont comme « Hey, le jeu est moins le fun que les trailers. » I mean, ils vont pas tweet « Game is doing terribly. We have less than 1,000 players online. » T'as raison, CMS, mais quand même, tu sais, ils pourraient au moins faire comme « We've heard your feedback. You've been waiting for a while. A fix is coming. Sit tight. Enjoy the schlible de Captain America. » Tu sais, au moins pour être transparent au lieu de fucking rub it in our face. A hard deadline is that a new character, Kate Bishop, is supposed to arrive at the end of October, but players need A, more content and fixes, and B, more communication well before then. For now, many are drifting away because technical issues and endgame farming problems. I'm not doing another buggy 48 floor mega hive to not get an exotic for the 3rd week in a row. We'll see when the next update comes, but until something big happens, I would expect these player numbers to continue to drop. At the long term, plans for this game could be in flux if something doesn't change for the better rather soon. Puis on a un update. Puis je pense que c'est... Ouais, c'est ça. Je pense que ça vient tie-in avec le prochain article qui était justement que Crystal Dynamics dit que les joueurs vont revenir au jeu quand ils vont avoir... aussitôt que leurs updates de contenu vont être faites. Fait que let's see. Let's read the statement. Here is a statement given to Kotaku about the state of Avengers and coming content and communication. Really, no new information other than that we're definitely getting some sort of blog next week about what's coming. It's notable to me they say in the coming weeks when Tachyon missions and Hawkeye plot lines were supposed to arrive in weeks after launch over a month ago. To our players, every day we fight to make the best game possible for our community. We have a great community management team at Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix who funnel all of your concerns, suggestions, and feedback to the development team daily. We are listening. We are making fixes, improvements, and additions as fast as we safely can to make Marvel's Avengers the game we all aspire to be. Un autre affaire que je viens de penser, par exemple, c'est le fait que les devs doivent développer from home. Fait que peut-être que ça aussi, ça vient peser dans la balance. Tu sais, peut-être que Crystal Dynamics, leur plan de content, il a tout été chamboulé à cause du COVID. C'est pour ça que les updates, ça prend plus de temps. Faut être quand même compréhensible dans la situation qu'on vit actuellement. As such, we have a number of new content pieces coming in the weeks ahead, including a totally new Warzone mission type called Tachyon Rifts, a new outpost that's a jumping off point for new story missions in the future, an AIM cloning lab, which requires a coordinated high-level group of 4 players to beat with new top-end loot rewards for finishing it. And in each of these updates, we do tuning and bug fixing to enhance the overall experience. In addition, we've announced 2 new heroes coming in the near future, Kate Bishop in Operation Taking Aim, and after that, the double feature operation featuring Clint Barton. This is the 2 Hawkeyes we mentioned in the last award table. These new operations pick up right from where the main reassembled campaign ended in the core game and will propel the overall world story forward with new mysteries and villains as well as new multiplayer content. Lastly, we will continue to add new content to the game in the coming months as we address issues and overall game balance, including loot distribution and quality of life features everyone is clamoring to improve our day-to-day experience, from accessibility to co-op communication tools to balancing the economy. There you have it. Disney and Pixar Souls will be streaming exclusively on Disney Plus on December 25th. Donc ça skip le theatrical release. Puis à partir du 25, fait que Movie Night, man, le 25 décembre. Hey, Soul, on a hâte. Ça a l'air quand même nice. Hey, Pixar movies sont hot, Alexis, là, arrête, là. Tu sais que c'est ça avec ta fille, là, du Disney Plus, là, avec Mandalorian and all that shit. Et dernièrement, pour la Victimite, the last thing I have to showcase, c'est Amazon's Invincible. C'est un adult animated series qui a été revealed, je pense que c'est pour le New York Comic Con, yeah, NYCC 2020. Fait que disponible sur Prime Video. Fait que parlant de justement Prime and all that. See how it looks. Ce sera pas long, je vais reset ça, c'est pas ta faute. Yeah, Neveska. Ah ouais, Max, bon, on va sûrement faire ça. Si le monde veut l'écouter The Boys, I'm down for that. Ça pis Borat.
You hear it?
I do.
C'est parce que vous m'aimez, right? C'est parce que j'offre du good content.
I can do this.
The Tonka Rescue. Oh, ok, c'est Robert Kirkman. Interesting. Creator, pas de l'émission, mais des comics. The Walking Dead.
You're different. You actually are.
Ah ouais, Alexis? Mais si Alexis dit que c'est sick, I'm interested. Ça donne Alexis Seal of Approval. Non, ça a l'air quand même cool. 15 ans de lecture. Jesus. Ok, on n'y est pas. Alright, mesdames et messieurs. Un autre Victiminute in the books. Demain, je vais être en live également. Je sais pas à quelle heure. Pour du Donkey Kong Speedrun Practice. Fait que suivez le Discord. Puis mes réseaux sociaux. Pour être au courant de quand je vais starter ce stream-là. Je vais pratiquer les 2 derniers levels. Des 2 derniers worlds en fait. Optimiser le tout. Puis peut-être faire une run. Dimanche, chez Runs, all the stream, puis lundi après-midi, Runs également. Dernier temps pour practice ce speedrun là. Yeah. Puis non, pour vrai, regarde, je vais continuer, man. I'll continue to do what I do. Comme publier la Victimite en version abrégée sur YouTube, ainsi que sur les services audio, sur les services podcast en forme audio. Fait que Spotify, Apple Podcasts ainsi que Google Podcasts. Fait que si vous avez manqué la Victiminute, vous voulez juste avoir le stock intéressant, c'est disponible sur ma chaîne YouTube ainsi que sur les services de podcast. Également, nous avons, merci GM, on a maintenant les grosses nouvelles qui sont sur TikTok. Fait que si vous êtes un utilisateur de TikTok puis vous voulez savoir les big news de la Victiminute, ben je fais des TikTok maintenant avec le micro là. Justement, faut que je check justement pour avoir le truc là de la Victiminute sur le micro. That's gonna be awesome. Fait que yeah, TikTok, mon username c'est @victim. Dans mes socials, c'est tout là, je pense le lien en dessous également, link tout ça. Fait que yeah, si je vous vois pas en fin de semaine lors de mes streams de Tropical Freeze, ben je vous souhaite une excellente fin de semaine de 3 jours une bonne action de graisse, genre écouter des séries en obèse puis gamer en obèse comme vous voulez. Vidéotron m'appelle, this is weird. Ils attendront, esti. Finis mon stream, laissez-moi finir mon stream, Vidéotron, motherfuckers. Puis yeah, no reset en fin de semaine prochaine. Comme j'ai dit, je vais faire un beau post puis un beau vidéo qui explique le tout pour le speedrun de Tropical Freeze. Puis yeah, that's pretty much it. Faire tatouer lundi. Puis we're back on the VIICTIIMINUTE grind la semaine prochaine pour une autre semaine remplie de nouvelles. Alright, bonne journée. Merci d'avoir été là. Again, I appreciate you. Love the support. You guys are awesome. On se voit demain ou mardi pour... dans le fond, mardi, ça va être le retour de la VIICTIIMINUTE. Donc, si vous êtes un habitué de la VIICTIIMINUTE, mardi is when I'll catch you later. Sinon, Tropical Freeze pour les 3 prochains jours. Alright, bye-bye! Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Revealed. Fait que ça s'en vient sur PlayStation 5 ainsi que Xbox Series X. Confirmed Next Gen Title. Puis... ça dit free upgrades. Ça veut dire que si t'as le jeu déjà sur ta PS4, ta Xbox One, le jeu est gratuit